Explorer The Last Tepui is an incredible new National Geographic special in which a team of explorers set out into the Amazon jungle to discover one of the last unexplored regions on Earth. We spoke to the brilliant people behind this. Here now is my conversation with directors Renan Ozturk and Taylor Rees. Check it out.
First ascents are basically modern exploration. When you're climbing a piece of rock that no human has ever touched, you literally step into the unknown.
I guess my first question is, you must have had so much footage and so much great stuff that you needed to leave on the cutting room floor. Was there any consideration to make this longer, to cut across multiple episodes?
So of course there was just so much to the expedition. Everyone there, including Bruce and Alex and all the film crew, had their own, big epic adventures, and we were traveling with a huge community of Akawayo, Amerindian indigenous people. But yes, the Explorer show has about 1 hour to it, so I think a lot got left on the floor, as it happens.
I didn't get an idea of how big the expedition was. It looked pretty big, and I was wondering if you could talk to me about how that works, because watching this, I'm always curious as to how many cameras are going on, how many people are doing what, and all of that stuff. So how big was your expedition?
Yeah, I mean, from a filmmaking standpoint, I think people are always blown away by how small the film crew is, because every single one of us plays multiple roles. Like even the guy that's backing up data every night is also picking up the camera, and he's a cinematographer. Our actual film crew is only 5 people, right, Taylor?
Yeah, five.
Wow.
But the thing that a lot of people don't know is how big our Akawayu indigenous support crew was, and that was almost 70 porters helping us through the jungle. They were really helping us survive because we don't really know how to operate in the jungle like they do. It's so easy for them, but it's we're just learning.
I guess technology goes a long way to making that happen. Would something like this, traveling into a place that you've never been to before, shooting the way you did, would this have been possible 10 years ago? Or do we need these drones and miniature cameras and all of that stuff?
Even 10 years ago, you could have brought small enough cameras in, they might not have been as high quality. It's definitely awesome to have the opportunity and the privilege to be taking the most cutting edge gear, drones, everything's getting smaller. But no, I mean, it does seem like maybe just within the last decade, it's finally become possible to do like a full scale, broadcast television level show in these environments.
As the people who are kind of responsible to craft this story, if you will, how much of it do you have in mind before setting off?
Obviously Bruce as a character is on his own journey, this potentially being his last trip ever after 30 years. We knew that was going to be emotional. And then we had Alex Honnold, who, is an environmentalist in so many ways, but he's also just an athlete and a climber and moves so fast. And so we kind of thought like maybe he'll have some sort of transformation, that maybe he might learn from Bruce and fall in love with the jungle. Right. And you kind of wonder if all these things are going to happen. And you definitely have a plan. And then you go out and you watch everything fall apart, as it always does. And you just try to, I think, our role in those situations is to always just pay deep attention to what people are going through, make sure we're listening and watching for the details, and then pivoting as a film crew logistically in order to cover what ends up happening. And, I think a lot of documentaries end up being that way. You kind of think you have a story and then you go and you find it. This one in particular definitely gave us some curveballs.
If you would forgive a morbid question, how do you plan for the worst?
Yeah, there's been a lot of tragedy in our communities in the last, I don't know, I'd say like 5 years. Almost every year there's like multiple huge tragedies of people in the exploration community that have lost their lives. And unfortunately, I think we all know that that's the reality going in, and we have such tight relationships. Obviously, Taylor and I are married, and then I've known Mark and Alex for over 20 years, and we know the price of entry. And I don't think you're ever prepared for it emotionally if something happens. But yeah, I think we played our cards very carefully on this one to come out unscathed.
Guys, before I let you go, I just want to know what you hope people will take away. In the episode itself, everyone's talking about how they hope governments will be inspired to conserve more and protect more. But what do you hope people like me will take away from watching this?
Bruce, Alex is amazing. He just shows people what's possible. And I think that is a hugely important lesson. Bruce shows us what's possible within holding up a single cup of water in your hands and thinking about all of the creatures that are inside of it. His curiosity for the world is so contagious. And I think we really need that right now. The more we can look at it and learn about it and feel a part of it, I think really strengthens and fortifies our ability to be in this really difficult time.
It's a good answer. Yeah, I think
she said.
It's a call to curiosity, and by watching the film, hopefully a lot of people have never seen an environment like this. I never knew it existed. One of the most biodiverse hot spots on Earth, and to open people's eyes to that through some of the little bits that we brought back, I think is a bigger call to have people be curious. And when they're curious, they care. When they care, you can protect.
Absolutely. Guys, it was a very emotional experience watching The Last Tepui. So thank you so much for that. But I'll tell you what I do want. What I do want is like a series with Bruce just talking about frogs. I could watch that for hours, and I'm sure you had the pleasure of doing that in person, which must have been amazing.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for your enthusiasm and your questions. It's been a long day, and I just really appreciate how much energy you brought to this interview.
I started at 5 a.m. over here, so this is all the energy I have. I'm out. I'm going to sleep now. So thanks, guys. Thank you so much.
Only our feet have been here that I'm aware of.
That was Rees and Ozturk and Taylor Rees, directors of Explorer: The Last Tepui on National Geographic. You can watch it on Disney Plus Hotstar. Don't forget to check out our other interviews with the team right here on YouTube. Don't forget to like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family. You know what to do. And happy Earth Day, everybody.